Which is the most merciless scene in The Godfather? A baby is being baptized. The priest asks, "Do you renounce Satan?" Michael Corleone answers, "I do renounce him." At the same time, in 5 different places, 5 men are dying. This is the most famous and the most merciless scene in The Godfather, Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece. Why? Because these are the most terrifying 5 minutes in film history. Exactly 67 shots and the baptism ceremony. The peak of parallel montage technique. Perhaps the most perfect editing in the history of cinema. So why is it so special? Just the violence? No. The editing, the music, the acting, all of them, and far more. Because this is the moment Michael completely changes. The old Michael is gone. Now, there is only The Godfather. In this video, we will explain everything. The editing, the music, the hidden details, Michael's transformation. This is the anatomy of the baptism scene. First, let's understand this. This scene actually portrays 2 separate worlds, and both of them complete each other. The first world, a church, St. Patrick's Old Cathedral in Manhattan. Dark, Gothic, stained glass windows, wooden pews, and in the center, a tiny baby, Connie's son. Michael is about to become the Godfather. Everything looks peaceful and sacred. The second world, 5 different locations across New York. Hotel rooms, dark hallways, elevators, revolving doors, courthouse steps, and 5 targets, 5 mafia leaders, all at the same moment. Now pay attention. How does Coppola merge these 2 worlds? How does he show them simultaneously? This is where one of the most terrifying edits in film history begins. The scene opens like this. Inside the church, wide shot, the family gathered, the baby crying, the organ begins to play, the priest chanting in Latin. The camera moves closer to Michael, black suit, white shirt, his face frozen, eyes empty. Is he thinking? Regretting? No, he's simply waiting. The priest prepares the baby. His hands touch the holy water. He anoints the baby's forehead. Cut. Another pair of hands, but these hands are loading a gun, a machine gun. Bullets being inserted. Slow, careful, professional. Back to the church. The baby cries louder. The organ grows stronger. Michael's face shows nothing. And the priest asks, "Do you believe in God, the Father Almighty?" Michael, "I do believe." The organ stops. Silence. Only Michael's voice. Cold, clear. Cut. First murder. Victor Stracci. Music rises. The organ plays in the background as if the sound is coming directly from the church. The elevator stops. The door opens. Clemenza stands there, shotgun in hand. 2 seconds, 2 shots, 2 bodies, blood, smoke, silence. Back to the church. Michael's expression unchanged. The baby crying. The priest continues. "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" "I do believe." Second murder. Mo Greene. Las Vegas. A massage room. Mo Greene lying on the table. Relaxed. Comfortable. Safe. The masseur works. Mo closes his eyes, then opens them. Puts on his glasses. Close up. Very close. A shot. Straight into the eye. Glass shatters. Blood splashes. His head drops. Back to the church. The organ now plays faster. The baby screams. The priest raises his voice. Third murder. Carmine Cuneo. A hotel entrance. Steps into the revolving door. At that moment, Cuneo is trapped inside. He cannot turn. He cannot escape. A gun comes out. Through the glass. 4 shots. Glass shatters. Blood everywhere. And here's the horrifying detail. The camera first shows the view from Chi-Chi's eyes, the hand holding the gun, the target, the trigger. Then from Cuneo's eyes, looking at the glass, seeing the gun, no escape, fear, panic. Then back to Chi-Chi's eyes, he fires. Back to Cuneo's eyes, the glass breaking, bullets coming in. You, the viewer, are both the killer and the victim. You experience both sides. This is the power of the edit. Cuneo falls, blood everywhere, shattered glass on the floor. Back to the church. Michael's face, not a single drop of sweat. The organ now deafening. "Do you renounce Satan?" Music explodes. The organ reaches its peak. "I do renounce him." Fourth murder. Philip Tattaglia, Long Island. A bungalow, bedroom. Tattaglia in bed. A woman beside him, both half naked. The door bursts open. Rocco Lamponi and another gunman. Bullets, continuous, relentless. 2 people dead, the sheets soaked in blood. Back to the church. Do you renounce all his works? I do renounce them. The baby now crying hysterically, the organ unbearably loud. 5th murder, Emilio Barzini, New York, the courthouse. Barzini walks out, his guard beside him, his driver by the car. A police officer approaches, in uniform, but this cop is Al Neri. He shoots the bodyguard. 2 shots, shoots the driver. 1 shot. Barzini turns to escape. Neri kneels, aims. 2 bullets. Barzini stumbles, as if in slow motion, but it's real time. He drops down the steps. 1, 2, 3. Falls to the pavement. A car arrives. Neri gets in, leaves. Back to the church. The priest raises the basin of holy water over the baby's head. Do you accept baptism, Michael? I do. Water pours, slowly, droplets. Cut. Tattaglia's corpse, on the bed. Blood everywhere. Cut. Cuneo's corpse, in the revolving door, shattered glass. Cut. Barzini's corpse, on the steps. His guard beside him, all dead. Back to the church. Priest. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The organ rises one last time, then falls, slows. The baby is silent now, no more crying. Michael holds the candle. The light illuminates his face, but his eyes stay dark. Priest, go in peace. God be with you. Michael says nothing. He just looks at the baby, the church, his own future. The scene ends. Now here's a short and fascinating fact. Before getting into the details, if you like this in-depth analysis and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Total duration, 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Total number of shots, 67. Average shot length, 4 to 5 seconds, but some shots are 2 seconds, others 7 seconds. The rhythm constantly shifts. Total on-screen deaths, 5. Off-screen, likely 10 more. Total number of locations, 6. Music, never stops. The organ plays from beginning to end. And most importantly, number of facial expressions on Michael Corleone's face, 0. No emotion, no regret, no hesitation, because the old Michael is gone. The American war veteran is gone. The young college graduate is gone. Now, there is only the Don, the Godfather, cold, calculating, merciless. This is the moment we see Michael's transformation fully, unmistakably. So how did Coppola achieve this? What did he do technically? This is where things get even more interesting. Because this scene isn't just a well-shot moment. It is one of the masterpieces in the history of film editing. And behind it stand 2 men, William Reynolds and Peter Zinner, 2 masters of the craft. They were nominated for an Oscar in 1973 for this sequence. Did they deserve it? Absolutely. But first we need to understand this. What is editing? Editing isn't just cutting scenes together. Editing is creating meaning, creating emotion, creating tension. And the technique Coppola uses here is parallel editing. So what is parallel editing? Simply put, showing 2 different events happening at the same time, but not just showing them, connecting them, merging their meanings. What do we have here, for example? On one side, baptism, innocence, purification, a new beginning, a step toward God. On the other side, murder, violence, blood, death, the seizure of power. A normal director would show these separately. First the baptism, then the killings, or the reverse. But Coppola said no. He said, I will show them together at the same time, intercutting. And that's when the irony emerges. Huge, overwhelming, terrifying irony. Now pay attention. Where does the power of this scene come from? The priest asks, do you renounce Satan? The music stops. Silence. Michael answers, I do renounce him. And right at that moment, right after that word, renounce, cut, a man is killed. This is not a coincidence. It is a deliberate choice. Coppola and the editing team calculated every cut point, every transition, every second. Every time the priest asks a question, the music stops. Why? Because we need to hear Michael's answer clearly, cleanly. And once that answer drops, the music comes back. Faster, louder, and then the cut happens to the murder. This creates a link in the viewer's mind. When Michael says yes, someone dies. Michael isn't just making vows at a baptism, he's issuing execution orders. But he never says it outright. He only says, I believe, I renounce. That is the irony. That is the horror. Now let's look at another detail, the pacing of the scene. What do we have at the start? Long shots, calm transitions, the church interior, the baby, Michael's face, the priest, all slow. Average shot length, 6 to 7 seconds. Then what happens? As the murders begin, the shots get shorter. Now they're 4 seconds, then 3, then 2. Cut, cut. The organ music accelerates. The baby's crying grows louder. Gunshots multiply, and the viewer can't breathe because the tempo is dragging them forward. Faster, faster, faster. Then comes the peak, Barzini's death, the fastest cuts, the loudest music, and immediately after that, a slowdown. Bodies shown one by one, long, quiet shots, soft music. Then back to the church. Water pours, the baby calms, silence. This shift in tempo controls the viewer's emotional journey. Curiosity, then tension, then fear, then shock, then emptiness. Coppola is playing with you, and you don't even notice. In some moments, you'll notice this. The image changes, but the sound continues. We're in the church. The priest is speaking. Then cut. Now we're in an elevator, but the priest's voice still continues. This technique is called an L-cut. The audio continues before or after the visual transition. Why do they do this? Because it binds the two scenes together. It creates a link in your mind. It tells you these are happening simultaneously. The organ music never stops. It plays in the church. It plays over the murders. So you, the viewer, never think of these as separate events. Your brain automatically binds them. The baptism and the murders are one single event, two sides of the same ritual. That is the hidden power of editing. You don't notice it, but it shapes your perception. One more detail. The priest prepares the water, baptismal water, for purification. Cut. A hitman loads bullets for death. Visual parallelism again. Water and bullets. Both are preparation. Both are ritual, but one grants life, the other delivers death. Coppola inserts these parallels intentionally because they strengthen the subtext. The message is this: Michael becomes a godfather and a don simultaneously. One man, two identities, one ritual. So why am I telling you all this? Because this editing is not just technical, it is meaningful. Another director could have filmed these separately, but what would happen then? You'd have two separate emotional beats, but when Coppola merges them, something new is born. Contradiction, hypocrisy, tragedy. You are no longer watching action, you're watching moral collapse. Michael stands in a church. He swears before God, but at the same time, he kills men. This isn't a battle scene. It is a scene of losing one's soul, and the editing makes you feel that loss without a word, without a speech, just through the cut. That is the power of editing. That is Coppola's genius. But wait, we're not done yet, because the music takes this scene to an entirely different level. The organ plays, deep, heavy, ominous. This isn't just church music, this is the heartbeat of the scene. And the man who composed it, Nino Rota, an Italian composer, Coppola's partner in magic. But there's a secret. Rota didn't write this entirely from scratch. There's a piece he was inspired by, Bach's Passacaglia and Fugue in C minor, Baroque era, 1700s. Dark, repetitive, hypnotic organ music. Rota took it, reworked it, and adapted it to The Godfather. The result, one of the most recognizable scores in film history. First, we need to understand this. Why the organ? Because the organ is the sound of the Catholic Church. For centuries, it plays in sacred ceremonies, baptisms, funerals, weddings. What do you feel when you hear an organ? Grandeur, seriousness, the presence of God. But the organ can also be ominous, especially the low notes, the deep frequencies. Why do horror films use organs? Because the organ is both holy and terrifying. There is a thin line between the two, and Coppola dances on that line. The organ plays. You expect something sacred, but you see murder. Your mind conflicts with itself. Your brain is thrown into contradiction. This is the psychological power of the music. There are two types of sound in film. Diegetic sound. The characters hear it too. The priest's voice. The baby crying. The church organ. These are real. They exist in the scene. Non-diegetic sound. Only the audience hears it. Like the score. Background music that heightens the drama. So what happens in this scene? The organ starts as diegetic. It is actually playing in the church. The characters hear it. But then what happens? We cut to the murder scenes. The elevator. The massage parlor. The revolving door. And the organ is still playing. There is no organ in these places, but you hear it, because now it has become non-diegetic. Do you know why I'm telling you this? Because Coppola does something brilliant here. He uses the organ as a sound bridge connecting two worlds. The organ in the church continues over the murders, so you feel, instinctively, these are happening simultaneously. But more importantly, the organ gives the murders a sacred tone, as if they are also a ceremony, a ritual, a rite, and that is horrifying. Because murder is no longer just violence, it becomes a ceremony. 5 minutes, 67 shots, 1 baptism, 5 deaths. This is why the most merciless scene in film history is unforgettable. Coppola showed us that a scene can depict the loss of a soul without using a single word. Michael stands in the church, swearing to God, but at the same time, he becomes the devil. There's something I'm curious about. Was Michael right? Is everything justified when it comes to protecting your family? Or was he simply addicted to power? Write your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss. If this scene analysis impressed you, have you seen the ritual scene in Eyes Wide Shut? Kubrick's final film. Darker, more disturbing, more mysterious. We broke that scene down too. The music, the camera work, the hidden meanings. You're looking at the screen right now. Click it, watch it, be amazed. See you there.